Hey, what's up guys, it's Rob, and welcome to my tutorial for the 3D Secret Heart Locket.
The 3D Secret Heart Locket is a beautiful gift, whether you want to catch the attention of that special someone, or even give someone a present.
You'll need some paper, whether you want to use origami paper or printer paper, and if you do want to make the locket, then you're going to need some string. About 30 to 36 inches of whatever kind of string you want should work fine. I did get some really awesome comments on my mini fireworks tutorial that I did right here, and be sure to check that out and the end of the tutorial to see if you were featured. If you do like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and also subscribe and click that notification bell. So once you have all the supplies, let's get started.
As a general rule, the size of the 3D Secret Heart Locket will be about half the size of the starting sheet. So if you use 6 to 7 inch origami paper or 8.5 by 11 letter size, your heart dimensions will be about 3 to 4 inches respectively. I found it a bit easier to learn with the larger paper, so I'll be using the 8.5 by 11 colored paper for this tutorial. I'll explain how you can make a smaller sheet and also how to start with other paper types. Taking the upper right corner, I'm going to align the top edge with the left side and make a little crease on the bottom right. I'm going to make a mark there, and you can also draw a line and cut it, or flip it over, fold it down to that mark, make a nice crease, and tear the paper. This makes an 8.5 inch square sheet. To make the smaller locket, we'll first take the paper, fold it in half, and then crease it and tear it. We'll also do the same thing as before by taking it, making the mark, creasing it, and then tearing the paper. This makes a 5.5 inch square.
Now that we have the size square sheet that we want, just be aware that the side that we start with facing up is going to be on the inside of the heart. Knowing that, we can then take the top edge and fold it down to the bottom edge. Once it's neatly aligned, then we can make a crease along the top of the paper. And I like to make nice sharp creases by just running my fingernail against it. Then, once we open it up, we'll now have a horizontal crease. I'm just going to turn it like this 90 degrees so that this crease is vertical. Then I'm going to take the top edge and once again fold it down to the bottom, just like that. Once it's neatly aligned, I'm just going to hold it there, and I'm just going to walk my finger up, and I'm just going to press right on the top. Now we can open it up, and you'll see that we have a little dimple in the paper. I'm just going to make a mark so that you can see it a little easier. Once you have that little mark in the paper, then we could take the top edge and fold it down directly on that mark. And once again, just make a nice sharp crease along the top. We're going to also take the bottom edge and fold it on that mark as well.
So line the bottom edge up with the middle and crease. Now we can unfold the top edge of the paper, and we're just going to take it and fold it all the way to the bottom and align the vertical line. Then, just like before, we can walk our finger up the vertical line and make a dimple, as you see here in the paper. Then we can unfold the bottom and fold the top down to the middle and do the same with the bottom edge, also walking our finger down and making a dimple on the bottom. Once you unfold everything, you'll see that we made these two extra lines that I'm just going to draw on. Then we can just reclose the edges into the middle and flatten it out. Now I'm going to airplane fold this corner so that the edge here on the outside is right on the middle. Just take it, fold it in, and make a crease on that corner. And of course, I like to make it nice and sharp by running my fingernail against the edge. Then we can do the same with the remaining 3 corners by folding them in just like that and creasing on the outside. Now we can just take the corners, unfold them all, and flatten everything out. We're going to take these corners once again and fold them directly onto the new crease we just made, as you'll see here. So just take the corner, round it off a little bit, and make sure that that edge is directly on the new crease. Then just flatten it out, crease it really sharp, and do the same with the remaining 3 corners. So just neatly fold those corners in so that the edges are directly on the crease. Then you can unfold everything, flatten it out, and we're just going to take the left side and fold it down to the right side. You'll see these 3 dimples that we made from before. I'm just going to mark them on the outside here so you can see them as well. Then we could take the right corner and align the top edge with that first vertical dimple on the right, just like this. Once it's lined up nicely with that dimple, then just crease sharply on the outside, and we'll do the same on the left. So just round it off and crease it so that the edge is right on that vertical dimple on the left, and crease it on the outside sharply. So you should have a paper that looks just like this. Now we're going to take the top edge, and right where this center dimple is, we're going to align it with the corner right here and this edge of the paper. So we could just grab the top edge of the paper here and round it off, and you can use your right thumb right here on the corner as a pivot point. So you could just pull downwards on the edge and match the two edges up, just like that. Then you're going to basically just hold it there and just pinch on this new crease right here. And we're just going to do it up to this dimple. You'll see here on the line right to the middle, just up to that point is where we're going to crease it. So just run your fingernail against it. Then you could open it up, and we're going to do the same on the left side, just taking this top edge, matching it up with the left corner edge, and creasing just onto the bottom of that triangle. So now that it looks like this, we're just going to take the two edges and close everything just like a book, and crease along the top of this point, this triangle on top, just like this. Now, we're not going to crease on this edge here. We're just going to leave it the way it is. It's okay if it has a little bit of a dimple. We're going to unfold everything, and we're also going to unfold these corners. Now we're going to fold backwards on these corners on the same crease that they have already in the paper. Flip it to the other side and do the same exact thing. Take the top edge in the middle and meet it up with the corner edge, just to the bottom of that center dimple. Do the same with the left side, and also take the two edges like before and meet them together like a book and crease along the top of the point. Now we can open the edges back up, unfold the corners and flatten it out, and your paper should look like this. Just like before, we're going to take this outside edge and corner and fold it directly onto the new crease by rounding it off and making a nice sharp fold. Do the same on the left side. And the paper gets a little thick here, but just work with it. I know it's small, and then once it's lined up, make that crease. Then you can unfold it, and we're going to open everything up. Now, on these creases that we just made, we're just going to tuck this in and fold on those creases by just pinching on them, and doing the same on the left side on this edge. Just fold on those creases and just give it a good pinch. Then we're going to open up this right side here, this edge, and we're going to inside reverse fold this corner. So just open it up, push down on this corner so it's on the inside, flatten it out so that you have this little flap here, as you'll see. Then we could do the same with the left side. So the same, just open up the left edge, tuck this corner into the middle and flatten it out so that you see that we have these flaps here on the front. We're going to open up the right side edge like this, and you'll see we have a crease on the corner here that we tucked in. We're going to fold this corner up on that crease like this and just give it a good pinch. And then we could reclose this edge back down and give it a good crease on the outside. And what that does is it locks this flap down to the paper. We're going to do the same on the left side. Opening up the left edge, we're going to take the corner and fold it upwards on that crease and reclose the edge back down and flatten everything out. So you should have a paper that looks just like this. Now we could flip the paper over and you'll see we have this diamond in the middle, and I'll draw on it so you could make it out a little easier. We're going to crease downwards or make mountain folds on all four of these edges of the diamond. So from here to here, I'm just going to pinch downwards on it and just run my fingernail against it. So do the same from here to here, just fold it down and run your fingernail against it. And the same on the left side on these two, just fold it down and crease, and fold it down and give it a good crease. Now we could flip it over and we're just going to pinch on the diamond only, just like this, vertically. Still working on the inside, we're going to round it off by just kind of giving it a curve in this direction like this. Then I'm going to take the top, fold it down to the bottom, and push on the top in the center of the diamond so it pops downwards and forms an indentation. Squeezing the corners here, I'm going to push them together like that. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is kind of folded out and rounded off on both sides. So it should look like this. I'm going to open up the two edges on the right and inside reverse fold it like that. Do the same on the left side, open it up and just push on the corner, and as you'll see it got a little bit stuck and crumpled. I'm just going to open it and pull downwards on the corner and then just give it a pinch. Just like before, how we created a lock on these inside reverse folds on these flaps, we're going to do the same on these ones on the inside of the heart. To do that, we're just going to hold it closed, and we already have existing creases on here. It gets a little tricky here, but just make sure that this inside reverse fold is kind of flattened out, so you can just give it a pinch like this, and it has existing creases that you can just fold downwards on this, just like that. You can also work from the side through this side opening, just like that. You can just kind of pinch it down and give it a good squeeze. Doing the same on the left side, we're just going to close these two edges together like this, and we're going to take the inside reverse fold, and we're going to create a lock on it like that and pinch it. Now, if the model starts to get a little bit popped in, you could just round it off on the inside like that, and we're going to fold upwards on the bottom right corner like this on the existing crease, and do the same on the left side. Now you'll see on the right we have a little pocket in between these two flaps. We're going to round off this bottom right corner, and we're going to slide the corner right into that existing pocket. Then you could just squeeze it, and we're going to do the same on the left side. Round it off and slide it in. If you can't get it in, just open up the pocket a little bit by sliding your finger into it and opening it, and then you could round it off and slide that corner right into the existing pocket like that. And once you're finished, then just give it a nice crease on both sides, just like that. And if you see any parts that are popped in, just put your finger through the side here and pop it out. And you can also just give it a squeeze on the sides here like this, and make sure it looks really good all around. And there you go. There's your 3D secret heart locket. If you make a smaller heart and you want to make a locket out of it, then you could just take a piece of string about 30 to 36 inches, and all you need to do is to just take both ends and just overlap them a bit like this. Take one end and just wrap it around the other and just form a knot out of it. Just tie that and then do the same with the other end. Tie it around and make a knot. And then, as you'll see, once you've tightened everything, you should be able to adjust it by pulling on the knots. Slide it into the inside of the heart and put your little note or whatever you want to put on the inside of it. Then you can just close it back up, and there you go. You have your 3D secret heart locket with an adjustable necklace.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I do hope that you found it enjoyable, and whoever you give this to, you're definitely going to score some points. There were a lot of awesome comments on the last video, a lot of funny comments, a lot of comments that really were inspiring, so thank you guys so much for the support. If you didn't see the lunar eclipse last month, there were some great pictures that I posted on my Instagram, and you can also check out some of my other social media accounts down in the links below. I have some ideas for some new tutorials. I will post a poll or something else either in this video or on my community tab, but I'm definitely excited about this year and releasing some new stuff. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.